Hi, I am Sir Prince, and if you can hear me, clap twice. You can hear me because I produces a sound, and with that, you now have a glimpse of our lesson for today, which is sound. To start, let us be guided by the following learning objectives. At the end of the lesson, we will be able to recognize echo from reverberation and vice versa by watching a video presentation, conduct a test to identify hearing age, and value the significance of understanding sound by connecting it to real-life application. I hope that the objectives are clear and we expect to achieve all of this as we finish today's discussion. To kickstart today's discussion, I want you to listen on this and identify your hearing age. Video presentation. Now, what is your hearing age? The capacity of an individual to hear sound is not just affected by the frequency of the sound itself, but it also includes other factors like age, disability, noise, and many more. Hearing varies as we get older. The older we are, the lesser we can hear. It may be you're 45, but your hearing age is 55. Who knows, right? And that makes the concept of sound and hearing amazing. But have you ever wondered how can you hear me from this video? How do sound is produced and how do it travels? Keep in mind that sound waves are produced by vibration. The sound then travels as a longitudinal wave by forming compression and refraction region. Now, I want you to take a look at this image. Considering that sound is a wave and just like any other waves, sound also undergoes the process of reflection. Because of this, it has its angle of incidence and angle of reflection as well. When the angle of incidence equals the angle of reflection, we can detect the loudest reflected sound, as you can see in this image. Have you ever shouted in a mountain and it reflects back to you, creating multiple versions of the same sound at slightly different times? Well, I do. And we call this reflected sound as an echo. Keep in mind that for an echo to be heard, the minimum distance between the person and the obstacle should be at least 17 meters in the air. And the time gap between the original sound and the reflected sound is big enough, at least about 0.1 seconds, so that we can hear an echo. When the gap is less than 0.1 seconds, the phenomenon of reverberation takes place, on which we prolong sound due to the merging of multiple echoes. For you to further understand it, I want you to watch this activity. Assume I shouted yo in top of the mountain. Through the help of some editing software, I copied the original yo sound and pasted it multiple times to stimulate the echo. The gap between each sound is 0.8 seconds. Now, let us see what you hear.
Yo, yo, yo.
As you notice, we can distinguish
Yo,
between the
yo,
original sound
yo.
and the echo. Now, let's resume the same simulation, but this time, instead of 0.8 seconds gap, we will make it 0.4 seconds. Let us watch this simulation.
Yo,
Alright, I will repeat the simulation.
yo.
As you notice, we can still distinguish between the original sound and the echo, but a faster one. How about if I make the gap 0.07 second? Hear this out, everyone.
Yo!
Alright, I'll repeat the simulation again.
Yo!
What did you notice to the sound? Yes, we are not able to distinguish the original sound and the echo. It looks like they become one. Am I right, class? Exactly. It is because our brain can tell where is the original sound and not, allowing us to hear the sound more prolonged and louder. This phenomenon is what we call as reverberation. Keep in mind, class, that an echo is the result of the reflected sound from the original sound and is distinctly audible. Reverberation is the result of multiple reflection of sound waves and the sound persists for some time. Too much reverberation causes musical sound to appear less distinct, and too little reverberation causes the sound to appear weak. Now, whether you have a plan to give a speech in hall or recording your voice in a room, how do you think will we lessen the reverberation to have a better audio quality? Think of it, class. How do you think we can lessen the reverberation to have a better audio quality? Well, as your teacher now, reverberation can be reduced by adding sound-absorbing materials like carpets, curtains, or acoustic panels, and using a close microphone placement. That's the application of understanding the echo. On the other hand, think of some common uses or application of sound concepts that you've encountered in real life. Whether it be listening to a music, having a phone call, or waking up in an alarm in the morning, we experience sound. In addition, sounds are also used in sonar, echolocation, medical imaging, and seismometer. Now, to test your understanding in the concept of sound, let us answer this 5 items quiz. And that's it for today's discussion. I hope you have learned something about sound. Again, I am Sir Prince na nagpapaalalang always be curious.